destiny. The design is clearly ancient, launched hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Where the hell are we?
Several billion light years from home.
We were on a ship, but we have no idea where we are in relation to Earth.
This ship could be the most important discovery mankind has made since the Stargate itself.
These are the wrong people in the wrong place.
We've got a lot of wounded. We need to get home.
We barely have enough power to operate the main systems. This ship simply doesn't have the capability to dial Earth.
Colonel, this chair predates those found in the Milky Way.
Rush, you want this chair to be some kind of wonderful discovery, that's fine. Prove it.
They didn't steal anything.
What's this, huh?
It brought them through with me when we evacuated. Where you going?
What the hell's your problem?
My problem is badasses like you clogging up the hallway.
You know what?
Out with you.
Looks like a sweet potato.
That is so not going to be sweet.
How do you know?
Analysis we did on the planet when we dug the first ones up. Just to make sure it was safe.
It's safe. It's safe.
That is one sweet potato.
Really?
Everybody try it, dig it.
Oh my God.
All right, you're gonna be sick. It is food, people. It will keep us alive. Becca, boil them up, mash them up, and serve them up.
Yes, sir.
Who's on KP duty?
Sergeant Spencer, but he should have been here an hour ago.
Sergeant Spencer, you have KP duty and you are late. Spencer, get your sorry ass out of bed. You have KP duty. I do not have time for this, Sergeant. Let's go. Spencer.
What was wrong with the old schedule?
I'm worried that we may be pushing them too hard. It's not boot camp.
No. Boot camp, you have plenty of opportunity to learn from your mistakes.
Colonel Young, this is Sergeant Greer.
Go ahead.
I'm in Sergeant Spencer's quarters. He did not show up for duty. I came by to check up on him.
Greer, what is it?
He's been shot, sir. He's dead.
When did it happen?
Rager said I'm pretty good, but not completely. So I'd guess an hour either side of 0200.
And no one heard the shot.
He chose to have his quarters away from everybody else.
Based on the blood splatter on the wall and the position of the body, I'd say he was sitting on the edge of the bed.
Suicide.
Well,
Why was he even allowed access to a gun?
He was a highly trained NCO.
No, he was unstable, and you
Duties
know...
that required him to be
it was
armed.
required of him?
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You know, I have said it from day one, that
It wasn't suicide.
What are you talking
Do
about?
you see a gun? It was gone when I got here. I checked the whole compartment. Whoever did this took the weapon with them.
So any suspects? Well, excuse me for being blunt, but there is a killer on board the ship.
Do we have any idea who did this?
I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
It's unbelievable.
Is it? You put ordinary people under enough stress, I think you'll find they're capable of just about anything. Add to that the fact he was hoarding water and food, involved in several confrontations. I doubt you'll find many tears shed over this man.
He was one of our own, Rush.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. Was he your friend? Did he, in fact, have one single friend aboard this ship?
James hung out with him.
She tolerated him.
All right, so no one could stand the guy. Does not make it okay.
I didn't mean to suggest that it did. What I do suggest, however, is that Colonel Young, you should try and find out who this killer is as quickly as possible.
As I am sure many of you have already heard, Sergeant Spencer was killed last night. He signed the weapon out of the equipment lockup yesterday, and the 9mm handgun was not returned and is still missing. I'm aware of how extremely disturbing this is for all of us. So, this is what we're going to do. Lieutenant Scott, Eli, Mr. Brody, Lieutenant James, and Dr. Park were together playing cards in the mess at the time of the murder. They can all corroborate each other's stories, which gives them an alibi.
Hey, I was in the control room all night.
Yeah, I was in the hydroponics lab.
Check the Kino footage.
Listen, I'm sure others will have alibis, but some of us won't. I can tell you for a fact that I was in my bunk sleeping at the time, but I can't prove that, and that makes me as much of a suspect as anyone. That is why I am turning over full control of the investigation. Lieutenant.
All right, we are going to do a room-by-room search, starting with quarters, until the weapon is found. Now, everyone needs to stay here until that search is complete, but in the meantime...
You are not searching my room without me there.
Anybody who wants to be there when their room is being searched can come along when their name is called. Is that fair? Okay, Dr. Franklin, you can be first. Who else would like to be present when they're... All right, okay, it'll take all day that way, but we can do two at a time, if that's what you want. You two, follow me. All right, Dr. Franklin, stay near the hatch, please.
Guess I should be thankful there's no cavity search.
That can be arranged, Franklin.
Hey, we don't like this any more than you do. Right.
Yeah, there's nothing here. You can just stay here now until the all clear.
You know, Lieutenant, I understand the need for a thorough investigation, check all possibilities. But you shouldn't lose sight of the obvious.
What are you talking about?
Sergeant Greer has to be your #1 suspect.
So he killed Spencer, ran away to hide the gun, then went back and called it in? Besides, if he did do it, you have no evidence at all.
Not helping your argument.
I'm just saying. He's one of the few people we can eliminate as a suspect.
Colonel Young, come in.
What is it?
I found